Breaking news for you. US President Donald Trump has contacted Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. A letter has been sent from Trump to Afwerki. What is this letter about and what is actually happening behind the scenes? Why is Trump contacting Eritrea and some other countries? Some countries are being coerced, others are being given some offers. So, what is actually happening? I have been working on this topic for a few days. I have received some information, but let's have a look at what the letter states. Then we'll have a look at what is happening in the background. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. I won't be able to host a live chat, though today is Friday, because I'm not feeling well still. Suffering from cold. I cannot speak for uh, long duration. So let's stick with videos. Once I get better, then we'll host live chats. Donald Trump, the US president, has sent a special letter to Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. The letter was sent on the 30th of July, 48 hours ago. Direct letter from the US president to the Eritrean president. If you remember, in November, when Donald Trump was elected as the US president last year, Isaias Afwerki sent a letter of congratulation to Donald Trump. And in some recent interviews, Isaias Afwerki hoped that relations with the US will improve. On the one hand, he accuses the US and Western countries of looting African resources and robbing Africa. On the other hand, he's keen to improve ties with the US. And one of the reasons is that Isaias does not want the US to be active supporter of Ethiopia. Anyway, the letter firstly states that the US president incumbent, Donald Trump, is reversing the negative and damaging decisions of the Biden administration. Trump says that the former US president, Joe Biden, made some decisions which are negative, damaging, and he's reversing the decision. And one of the decisions was cutting off of relations with Eritrea, imposing sanctions on Eritrea, etc. Though Eritrea, US relations remain intact, never cut off, because Eritrea has an embassy in the US, and US has also diplomatic presence in Eritrea, but US Western countries impose sanctions on Eritrea. Eritrea was removed from SWIFT. Secondly, the Trump government, the Trump, US President Trump says that he wants to reestablish respectable and productive relationship with Eritrea based on honesty, respect, and opportunities for peace, stability, prosperity in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea. Now, what is behind this letter? Is it because Eritrea is very strong? Eritrea has proven that sanctions cannot kill the country. Sanctions cannot force Eritrea to kneel down. That is why Trump is realizing that US policies towards Eritrea has been flawed. Yes, to some extent we can say that US foreign policy towards Eritrea never worked. US hoped regime change in Eritrea. It did not happen. US backed Ethiopia. Still, Eritrea could not be thrown out of the Horn of Africa affairs. Rather, Eritrea is a key player in the Horn of Africa. So the latter is an admission of Eritrean regional reach. Isaias Afwerki's regional reach. We cannot deny that. But there's more to it. There's more to it which I think should be considered if you analyze the developments, global developments objectively. Two other reasons. Firstly, Trump is eyeing another term. He is hoping that constitution will be amended and he will contest another election. And he's trying to prove that his predecessor was a failure. So it's political. He wants to prove the previous US administration as a failure. But the most important point is that the hegemony of US dollar is in danger. China has established a SWIFT like financial system through which countries, their banks can engage, they can make transactions, financial transactions. This system by China has very less fee. It's very fast. If you transfer money through SWIFT, sometimes it takes uh, a day or 2 days. The system developed by China just takes a click. The click, you can receive or send payments across the world to the countries which are using the system and with very minimal fees. If countries start adopting this global financial interaction system, US dollar will lose its hegemony. If US dollar, if the value of US dollar is reduced globally, it means it means the value of US will be reduced. So Trump does not want countries to use Chinese payment system. It wants countries to use SWIFT. Eritrea was cut off from SWIFT. I won't be surprised if I come to know today or tomorrow that Eritrea is being removed from SWIFT. Means Eritrea is being reinstated in SWIFT. It was removed, but now you'll see it will definitely be reinstated in SWIFT. US would want Eritrea to conduct financial transactions through SWIFT. And it's not just Eritrea. Other countries are being contacted too. For example, India. India is a key player globally. It's a huge economy. It's a founding member of BRICS too. And if you remember, Trump has been threatening BRICS members. Why? Because BRICS members are developing an alternative financial payment system, which Trump sees as a danger to US rule. And he's been warning countries against joining. Trump government is threatening India. It does not want India to stop using SWIFT or adopt Chinese system, though it's difficult for India to make a decision. India has not been on good terms with China. India-China fought wars too. So Trump is threatening everyone, those those countries which are considering adoption of Chinese payment system. In this backdrop, Trump wants to lift restrictions on Eritrea so that Eritrea starts using SWIFT again. What will Isaias Afwerki do now? This is the test of Eritrean president. For 30 years, he has been saying that I am standing against Western hegemony. West America have looted African resources. Now, will he join SWIFT or will he adopt Chinese payment system, which is in its initial phase of development and adoption? It might take some time to be fully adopted. But Afwerki has been urging Xi Jinping and Putin to work an alternative new world order to replace US world order. Now, the alternative world order, financial world order, is being created by China. What will Isaias do? He should. Did you ever hear from President Afwerki about joining the new system? developed by Chinese? Or is he keen to be sitting on the lap of Americans so that Eritrea could start, uh, Eritrea could resume using SWIFT? That we'll see in coming days. Not a good news for Eritrean opposition. EBRF is in the US. Eritrean Blue Revolution Front people, meaning Gabriel and others, they have been holding meetings with the US congressmen trying to get support from the US government for armed movement to remove Isaias Afwerki government. But Trump wants to re-establish relations with Eritrea. It shows that Eritrean opposition groups right now have no future in the US. Their support by US State Department might be reduced. What about Ethiopian case for sea access? What about Ethiopian plan to host Eritrean opposition groups? Will it get any support from the US? All that would analyze in coming videos and live chats. But breaking news is that Trump has contacted Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. Will now write back to Trump. We'll do a video on that once the letter is written. Thank you for watching.